We're now going on 11 months, almost. 11 months of dealing with a new reality in a new world. And this has nothing to do with my shiur tonight, and everything to do with the situation in which I see the world. I've never in my life used this platform to discuss politics, and I never intend to use this platform to discuss politics. But I have used this platform to discuss Judaism. I have used this platform to discuss social ills. And I will continue to use this platform to discuss Judaism and social ills, especially when unfortunately those two things go along hand in hand with each other. There is no reason why all these months in, when we know what we know, and I'm a rabbi, not a doctor, but there are enough medical professionals in this shiur that won't argue with me. When we know what we know about what's going on in the world and the disease that is going around the world, there is no excuse for reckless behavior. I'm not talking about detailed rules. I'm talking about reckless behavior, overall reckless behavior. The same people telling me this is a hoax, they don't have family in the hospital today like I do. The same people going around talking about new world orders. Rabotai, take your new world orders and find yourself a new Kehillat. You don't belong in Am Yisrael. How many crazy people want to talk about microchips and corporations taking over humanity? Rabotai, write a science fiction book for somebody else. I'm speaking right now from pain. Not at our Kehillat, but in our Kehillat, because nobody else in the world seems to care. Rabotai, enough is enough. I'm looking around the Jewish community, some who are related to me, and I see weddings, and I see bar mitzvahs, and I see upsharing parties. Soon we're going to have Tu B'Shvat celebrations, weddings which you just need a minyan to do. A bar mitzvah which takes nothing except for waiting 24 hours for a young man to become of age. An upsharing which we borrowed from the culture of Avodah Zarah, and Tu B'Shvat which we appropriated from Sabbathian culture, the heretics of Am Yisrael. For that you want to kill people? The same community who all of Sefirat HaOmer, because of a plague that happened thousands and thousands of years ago, they don't do weddings until today. But now when there's really a plague, now we have to do weddings. What kind of weddings? 1,000 people in a room. Rebbes with 20,000 people sitting around, dancing with each other, sweating all over each other. That's gross in a regular year. Forget about it on a year like this one. I'm in a group of rabbis and doctors that are together. You should see what's happening on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. The Chevrat Kadisha is unable to keep up with the dead bodies that keep coming inside of the morgue. Well, what has to happen for people to say, we've lost our minds. We've lost our sanity. Am Yisrael is crazy. Am Yisrael is crazy. It used to be that there were all kinds of rabbis who say all kinds of nonsense. I hear them, they get them in WhatsApp videos. Some of you subscribe to their YouTube channels. They say all kinds of crazy things. Okay. Crazy things about this, crazy things about that. Now these rabbis are stepping up to the plate and saying crazy things about the world. Crazy things about medicine. Crazy things about medical professionals. Crazy things. And the Jewish people, they believe in these things. Enough to post them on their social media, enough to share them with me, enough to share them with you. All of you know what I'm talking about. What is it going to take for Am Yisrael to say, enough? You're not part of our people anymore. Or, we're not part of your people anymore. I don't know who has to leave who. It's enough, enough is enough. You want to argue about details? Fine, argue about details, not with me, I don't make the rules. You want to argue about methods? Fine, talk to public officials who deal with those things. But to live It's not in denial, it's in craziness. It's not an illness just of the mind, but an illness of society. To continue to allow this to fester in Am Yisrael and to go on and to go on, and every single one of you knows rabbis and knows Batei Knesset and knows communities, entire communities, that couldn't care less that there are Jewish people dying right now. But it's going to come end of year, you're going to donate to their fundraiser. That rabbi is going to come to your Beit Knesset, you're going to counter for minyan, I won't. How long can it go on for? So enough. Now we have rabbis who are child molesters, rabbis who are rapists, rabbis who are pedophiles. Now we have rabbis who are murderers, but it's olam kamin hago noheg. Everything's okay. Everything's fine. Don't look here. We're okay. We're oh Hashem. The glorious olam haTorah. If the Torah gave birth to these people, then it's a fake Torah. I'm speaking from pain, so it's painful what I'm saying to you now. But I'm asking you to consider for one moment that maybe I'm not crazy, and maybe all the things that you've been listening to for almost a year now, maybe some of those things are crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy that people tell me, we didn't know. People die. They have underlying conditions. Do you know how many people right now in this Zoom call have underlying conditions? Why do they have to share their medical record with you for you to take them into consideration? Every person you meet, you have to tell them, I have asthma, I have diabetes, I have heart conditions. Oh yeah, everybody in the world, you have to tell them? We're living in a not normal place, in not normal times. And I will tell you, the Goyim are doing a better job at being good and moral and ethical people than we are. The Navi used to scream at the Jewish people, say, if you're going to imitate the Goyim, imitate the good Goyim. Why are you imitating the bad Goyim? If you're anyways imitating people, imitate Hamutav Shebehem, the good ones of them. Right now, I'm terrified. The way Am Yisrael is presenting itself. Am Yisrael is presenting itself as a bunch of crazy, irresponsible, dangerous people here and all around the world. You look at Israel. You look at Israel, what's happening now? Little children are sitting around in the streets, blocking Israeli police officers, screaming, Nazis! At who? At the people trying to save your life. 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds. But I know what happens. These people come around soon when they can start taking flights. They'll start knocking on your door, asking for tzedakah for their yeshiva in Jerusalem. Instead of slamming the door in their face like I do, you give them money. You go to the kotel, you ask them to pray for you. You see the name of this great rabbi, he's a Gedol Ador who murders many, many people. How long can Am Yisrael? When it's about Hichot Pesach, who cares? It's about celebrations on Purim and costumes, men costumes, who cares? Today you see the colors of these people who don't care about Pesach, they don't care about God. Now what do they care about? Killing people. Now it's dangerous. So if you didn't care for the last 10 years, now it's time to care. It's time to care and to say there are certain elements of Am Yisrael that are dangerous. There are certain elements of Am Yisrael that don't belong inside of our people. And just like if you would treat a person who is a murderer, if you would treat them the same way that you would treat somebody who doesn't eat kosher, or somebody who sells food that they shouldn't sell, if you would treat them just the same way, if just the murderers of the Jewish community with big beards and hats, if just they were treated the same way as a Jewish person who drinks orange juice on Pesach without a kosher symbol, you already could fix Am Yisrael. It's a problem. We have a major problem. I don't have answers. I know what we've done as a Kehillat. We've just retreated to a corner of the universe, a small corner of the universe. And some of you who are not local with us, so you've retreated to an even smaller corner of the universe. But how long are we going to be quiet when people around us, friends, colleagues, people we used to look up to, people we don't look up to anymore, day in and day out, they undermine the health of the entire world? Enough. Enough is enough. Enough time I spent on them. I want to start tonight's shiur, B'ezrat Hashem.